So how did I become an author? Well, I've always had a passion for books and for reading, for writing, and for language in general. I love to do things with words. I love to play with language and to discover hidden depths of meaning that words often reveal and sometimes conceal at the same time. But writing for me it's never just been a hobby or a pastime. It's always a vocation or a ministry. And I sometimes sense through prayer and contemplation that God has put a word in my heart and mind, and then when that happens, I feel as though I have a moral and spiritual duty. It's an obligation to communicate that word, and then this sometimes involves writing either an article or a book. So the idea is that there's a message that has been communicated, and it's now for me as a writer, as an author, to respond in obedience. So writing for me is a matter of obedience. You could say that it's a spiritual discipline, or at least part of my discipleship as a follower of the risen Christ. And writing and being an author, it's not just a matter of completing a task. It's not just like doing an essay so I can get a mark at the end of it. I remember when I was a student at Oxford, when I was given all these essays to write. We were given 2 essays every week, about 2,000 words each. And it was incredibly demanding and stressful and everything else. And I absolutely hated it at the time. But in hindsight, I'm actually really grateful for that experience, the pressure that I was under, because it taught me lots of good habits about writing under pressure. And I've kept up that discipline, hopefully, up to this day. So I'd say that being an author is a matter of calling. It's a matter of vocation. There are some books, like my book Theology After Christendom. This is my most recent book, Theology After Christendom. This actually arose directly out of lectures that I gave at Spurgeon's College students. So if you read, for instance, chapter 4 of the book, it's essentially a conversion into book form of a bunch of lecture notes that I produced when I taught a unit on mission and ministry in contemporary society to a cohort of master's students at Spurgeon's College. So I think for me, writing and teaching always go together. They always complement each other. And I'm always thinking about ways of sharing new insights with students. And if I want to do this, I need to make sure that I'm at the cutting edge of the research, and that my reading and my academic research is up to date, so I can share that knowledge with the students and also learn from the students. A lot of ideas that I get from students often end up in my books with full acknowledgement, of course. So I love writing, and it's a big part of my ministry.